Here at the Old North Church in Farmington, the band Milk Street alongside a few other bands including our friends Goblins are performing here. I was invited by Milk Street to interview them and also get a drum lesson. Milk Street is quite an interesting band name. What's the story behind the name?
So Gabe and me, when we first started, we've known each other since we were like 15, but when we started making music together, we listened to a lot of Joyce Manor and Fiddler and kind of bonded over just getting into them around that time. And we finally got to see Joyce Manor in Boston, and we were trying to skirt out. We left a little early for the last band and tried to get out of there. We were trying to think of a band name to change from Spaced, and we almost smashed into this huge, this building basically, and it was like a billboard essentially. And he's like, watch out! And we were both screaming. We looked up and it said these huge letters said Milk Street, and he was like, Milk Street, what the fuck? And we were like, that's funny. And he was like, that'd be a good band name.
I'm here with Harry Burns, the lead drummer for Milk Street. And Harry Burns is also what I call my ass after a meal at Taco Bell. But today, he's gonna be teaching me. He's gonna be teaching me a riff, and I'm ready. So, what's the riff?
So it's the ending of our song Slide Off, and it's a paradiddle-esque thing. It's a 16th note thing. So what you're gonna do is the kick and snare pattern is this. And then you're gonna have this quarter note thing on here. It's a little bit of a tongue twister.
Every band that travels has a good story. What is your guys's?
I think my favorite is we were staying at our friend's house in Boston. I don't know, we're just rowdy after a show and we're fucking with each other in the street, and her mom called the cops on us, and they started shining a light through the window into our eye.
We were just smoking in the street at 2 a.m. in Cambridge, Massachusetts, and our friend was like, come inside right now, and we got in there, and she's like, my mom called the cops because you're screaming in the street, smoking, chain smoking at 1 a.m. screaming about taking advantage of mountain lions. The cops were shining lights in the windows, and we're all hunkered down in our living room. And we had to wait for them to leave.
Yeah, and it's gonna be, so it's kick, snare, kick, kick. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And then all that you need now is that quarter note, or the eighth note right thing.
Oh, God. All right. Yeah, well, so my grandfather lit himself on fire in his car in Skowhegan when I was a little kid. He really liked Aerosmith, and that song's really about my dad said that to me. My dad, who is someone who used to have anger issues, and he's amazing. He's the best dad ever. But he was I was better than my dad to you, as talking to me. And he's and I want you to be better to your kids, even better than I was. And he's break the cycle, try to break the cycle of our family where we're angry all the time and stuff. And just something that a lot of my family, the men on my family had, were just quick to anger or had alcohol problems, substance problems and stuff. And he was just break them while you're young. And my grandfather, that was kind of me talking to my dad in that song. He said the cycle thing to me, so I was I hope the therapist can break your fall. I hope they can help you work through things. And he said that to me too, maybe go to therapy. And therapy didn't work for my grandfather. The original sin, the first person who propagated this nasty cycle of getting angry all the time. And then he cremated himself, so he's in an urn. And he really liked Aerosmith, and they played exclusively every Aerosmith record in order. I believe that's how it went down at his funeral.
This is Sing 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 by Benny Goodman.
Oh yeah.
You have a tour where you're going from Maine to New Hampshire to Vermont to Rhode Island to Connecticut to Boston, Massachusetts, and even going to Brooklyn and New York City. How excited are you guys for Spring Tour 24? And what are your expectations for your voyage across these states?
I'm pissed about it.
I love touring. Gabe would rather record. I'm a little tired. We're gonna have fun, is what's gonna happen. No, I'm so excited though. We are excited. And despite the sleeping in truck stops in Newark, it's always a fun time being in the. Save for Gabe's smelly fucking feet, it's a really fun time being on tour.
Well, I want to thank Milk Street for inviting me to the Old North Church here in Farmington, and I wish the best of luck to them on their tour across the Northeast. Check out their album, Vermont, on Spotify, iTunes, and other streaming services. Thank you guys for watching, and always remember that Jesus loves you.